We're going to be doing a reading today. This is a timeless reading. It's what are their current feelings for you. This has the intention behind it to be a love reading. So just be forewarned with that. If you need to be forewarned, just go ahead and meditate. Pick the pile or piles. Well, it's not a pile. Pick the stone or stones that you feel most connected to. This is group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. Group number 1. So for your person, what it feels like is they're in a position where they feel very uncomfortable with where this connection currently is. It feels like they're trying to listen to their intuition on this, and their intuition seems to be pointing to them saying, we need to slow down here. We need to make sure that we're ready to progress this. We don't want to make the same mistake over and over and over again. It seems like they don't want to perpetuate some sort of cycle that involves you. With mental clarity, foundation, the Ace of Feathers here, it's upright. But I feel like this is clarifying that that is what they seek. They seek to have clarity. They seek to have a firm foundation. And that means they're going to have to take it at a slower pace with the slow and steady card right here. With the heel, the ouch reversed, it feels like that's how they feel about this connection. Like they feel like this is a very healing connection. This is something that can bring them a lot of the clarity that they seek. This is something that has the potential to it's almost like righting their wrongs. It's like this is a connection that I can really see changing the trajectory of my path overall. Like it's not just in relationships, it's just even the way that I perceive my life and perceive like how ready I am in the world, because I keep getting this image of like a juvenile falcon, and it's playing with its talons, you know, stretching them in and out. So they're looking for prey, like they're looking at the water, they're looking for prey, and they're squeezing their talons. So it's like they're practicing before they even go for the hunt. So it's this feeling like I'm aware that I'm not fully ready. I am still a juvenile in what I know and my experiences when it comes to connections, and I'm purposefully keeping myself at a distance because I'm seeing this repeated in here, especially with making the choice in reverse. It's like I'm keeping myself distance. I'm keeping this at a safe boundary for me because I need to make sure that I'm doing this in a way that resonates with me, that feels right for me. I don't want to just jump into something that feels like I'm interacting in the ways that I have in the past, because I don't want to mess this up in the way that I have prior. So they're very keen because it feels like your person seems to be someone that is driven by it's like, how do I say? Like what's in front of them, right? So they're more reactive than they are kind of like someone who, like, they need time to decompress and to think about things, but when they're in the moment, then they're very present in the moment and they're reactionary, if that makes sense. And so they're aware of this and they see this as a fault because it's led them into situations that they weren't proud of in the past. So what they're trying to do here is say, okay, I need to slow it down to a pace that's maybe unnatural to me because it's something that I haven't practiced prior, or I haven't really engaged in enough prior. And this is going to give me that distance that I need in order to actually think about what I'm doing, right? So more calculated moves in this. And it comes from a good place. It comes from an innocent place. Like they're really trying to work on themselves. And so they don't want this mental confusion or this mental chaos to interfere with how they're feeling in this connection. So they do hold you to a high degree, but they want to make sure that how they move forward in this connection, because how they view, the way that they view this connection, I'm going to say is this. They're very happy about this connection. They're excited. They want to take a more spontaneous approach, but it didn't lead them into good places in the past. And so because they find this to be so important to them, they're going to need to, and this is what they're aware of for themselves, is they're going to need to come from a more intuitive place and where they're really listening to themselves, and also an intellectual place, not a overly emotional place and getting caught up in the moment, not really thinking about the consequences or, the future needs, right? So that's what I'm seeing right now for you guys. They're wanting to look for balance here, because as I'm closing this up, they bring me here to the symbol, and what I'm seeing there is they also feel like there's opposites attract when it comes to this. There's something that's very different about you that they don't see within themselves, and they find that to be very endearing and attractive, because I'm seeing a peacock and they're showing me an image of a peacock, and they're showing this as something very flashy and beautiful, and they're representing the peacock as you. And then for them, they're putting me in the place of just a person. So it's like a person, when they look at peacocks, they're like, whoa, that's really like eye-catching. So they're physically attracted to you, they're emotionally attracted to you, but they want to make sure that they're going to make the right choice here moving forward. Okay, so that's what I see for you guys, group number 1, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Number 2, so as I was shuffling the deck, I heard the song, Hey There Lonely Girl. I'll link it below. It's an old song, so hopefully I'll remember. If not, you could just put those lyrics into search bar and you will find it. I feel like your person is very dreamy when it comes to you, and obsessive thoughts when it comes to you. When I look at the mountain, I feel like this is something that is, how like an optimistic mountain, right? It's like no mountain is insurmountable. And then I am being shown, well, this is it looks like a spotlight, right? But it's also a moon and then lights beyond that that's illuminating this mountain. And the face is being transformed into a face of awe. It's awe-inspiring. And then I see these two, and they look like two bats. Okay, which there's the bat here of perception and truth, and then it also transforms into two birds. So I'm seeing this feeling of romance. It's like in the light and the dark, I still love you, this kind of feeling. And it feels like things are making more sense to them as to the connection here, okay? So it feels they're showing this as like puzzle pieces, okay? And then the feather, which is very interesting because again, there's the birds here. It feels like they're getting signs, synchronicities, just like even in dreams. It could also be dreams. It just feels like a lot of spiritual truths in the way that seems to be resonant with them being connected back to you. And it feels like they're looking for real preparation as to how to continue this connection forward, okay? When I get the gentle gardener in the field of dreams here, there's like a lot of healing, especially with the gentle gardener. It feels like the female lineage when it comes to the gentle gardener of being healed. And it seems like it's from their perspective. I don't know how conscious they are of this, like how aware they are in order to kind of like verbalize this. But it feels like your presence in their life is achieving healing energy towards the female lineage on their end. And this is what they see with you. You are the female, or the healer of the female line. And then the field of dreams here, it feels like how they perceive you. Very dreamy energy. Almost fantastical and light and airy. And I feel this feeling of compassion and gentleness. So when you look again at these cards and even the words dreams, gentle, gardener, field, that's the kind of essence that I pick up when it comes to the way that your person feels about you. So then when you look at all of these with success, triumph, perception, truth, those are very strong words. So do you see it's so solid to me, right? Like you think about Mother Nature and the strength that she possesses, or you think about a flower and the strength it possesses to grow a strong stalk and to weather all the storms and everything, the bugs, like everything that exists outside. But then the delicate beauty and even just the scent of a flower and how light and sweet or fresh it could smell, and how if you take the petal, sometimes you can get your print of your finger into it. Like, right, you see, it's so complex. And this is the feeling that I get from your person, is the complexity. And then they bring me to the wings of the bat and how thin the wing of a bat is. So it's like it's trying to convey. It's like all the little things add up, all the little feelings add up, all the little thoughts add up, and your person's just thinking and thinking and thinking and saying, okay, well, this means something to be this person is so important to me, especially in my mind, being so fixated on this, that I need to do something about it. I need to figure out what this is about. I need to explore this. And I think that's a lot of where this healing comes in, this healing energy comes in, whether this is because of a connection that you guys are continuing or going to pursue here, or it's just that portal that you're providing for them to be able to embrace parts of them that seem to be suppressed. Their passion, their creativity, it's like their sacral chakra, like that feels like it's been not diminished. Diminish isn't the word, but suppressed. And this is making them awakened and alive again. So you seem to be an important vessel for them. You help them see something bigger than what they're currently experiencing. Okay, so that's essentially what I see for you guys of how they're currently feeling for you. All right, so I will see you guys later. All right, group number 2. Bye. Hi, group number 3. So I get a lot of nervous energy from this person, and it also feels like they're almost wanting to make themselves comfortable with the distance and keeping you more as an idea or a thought rather than carrying this into something more substantial. But it seems to be based out of concern or fear of not measuring up. I find this very interesting that the Justice and the Intention card here came out side by side, and it's 22 and 11, so it's the same but doubled, and they're both birds holding something in their beak, standing on something, right? So it's very similar, right? It's repetitive here, and so I feel like that's a very strong message here that they're not being honest, right? They're not being honest about how they really feel. It seems like they feel a lot more intensely than what they're leading you to believe, or at least what is expressed. It feels like there's a lot of secrets here as far as how they're truly feeling. And so it's like if they just take however they feel, which seems to be very loving feelings here, because I'm being drawn to this card when I say that, right? And it's a bunch of different types of birds at different stages, and then this little praying mantis and this fairy. But the fairy's not emphasized to me. It's the animals, and the animals, it feels like, are very cute. They're very cute and normally very expressive. Like birds can be very expressive and very loving. And the praying mantis, I feel, is connecting me to spirituality and being a sign for someone. So the way that it seems that they feel for you is that you're like a sign that things are looking up for them, or you're a sign that they should be enough, or working towards like feeling like they're enough, right? There seems to be an adequacy here that's making them afraid. It's bringing up some of their shadows, and they feel like maybe this is the opportunity for this metamorphosis within them. Maybe this is the opportunity for them to be able to perceive themselves as enough, or for them to be able to perceive themselves as a worthy partner for you. So the coming apart kind of signals to me, it really depends, since this is general, of like where you're at. So if you're giving up on them, then they're aware that they've kind of stayed complacent for so long, or they've stayed kind of like not really doing much in this connection, or it's them realizing for themselves, like, okay, this has not been going anywhere in the way that I would want it to. So I know that I need to take initiative to change the dynamic of this in this connection. And then with intentions here and the justice being reversed, I think this is clarifying that they're saying, I don't know where to go with this. I don't know. It's not even necessarily I don't know what I want. Maybe for some of you, they don't really know what they want. But the reason they wouldn't know what they want is because they're limiting themselves. So their own limiting beliefs is causing them to limit themselves and not take action appropriately because they're not allowing themselves to embrace what they really feel. Again, they feel comfortable currently looking at this from having some sort of safe distance where they don't have to overly invest in this and then maybe get their heart broken, maybe for it to not work out, something like that. But I do feel dishonesty here. And this could still be a good thing in the sense that it's dishonest about the true intensity of their positive feelings for you. I'm going to pull a couple more because that's where I feel guided to do. So here, yeah, this is confirmation. This is good. Okay, I think that's what I needed to look for. Is how what they're hiding from you is the very, very loving, light, happy feeling that you bring them and that they see here. I want to clarify too, because the hummingbird is very important to me, because they're showing how the hummingbird, it's, what's it called? They migrate, and how they're looking from a far distance, and I'm seeing a little hummingbird and a big flower. So it's like from a far distance, they see the flower. So it seems to be that even from a distance, they're still very attracted to you, like a hummingbird to a flower. I think they can spot you from a distance, and they feel magnetically drawn to you. And I do feel that this is indicative of change here. You will see some change in them. You will see some change. I'm going to pull another one just in case there's something else here, which I feel there is. The High Priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge. They're going to listen to this. They're going to listen to their intuition on this and say, okay, you know what? I'm not happy with the way this is. I'm not happy with the way that I'm feeling. Like, I'm making myself feel stuck, and I don't like that. So I'm going to take initiative, and I'm going to make sure that where I'm at moving forward is somewhere that's going to make myself happy. Okay, they're obviously considering you in this, but you are what is propelling them into this metamorphosis right here. Okay, so that's what I see for you guys. Thank you, group number 3, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.